These are the things you do not want in your home when you're selling your home. Hi, my name is Amy Brown. I'm a realtor in the Orlando area. If you're thinking of buying or selling in Orlando, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'd love to help you. Let's dive right into these key points. Some of these you might know and some of these might surprise you, so comment down below. Number one, removing personal items. You've heard this before. You don't want personal photographs. You don't want your children's names. You want to protect your privacy from any potential scammers. It seems like there's a new scam every day that's announced. And unfortunately, when you sell your house, you're a bit more vulnerable. Next up, ant traps, bug traps, mouse traps. This will scare away a buyer. We all know as homeowners that occasionally we have a furry little friend come and visit, and you might need to use an ant trap or a mouse trap or any type of, glue strips, but not when you're selling. Get rid of all of that, because a buyer, in their minds, they're going to think your house is completely infested. Next up, you might want to have a surveillance disclosure out on your countertop during showings, just to disclose if you have any active surveillance systems, such as a Ring doorbell, where you can hear people. You just don't want to disrespect someone's privacy. And the more comfortable you make a buyer, the longer they stay in your house, the more likely they are to actually make an offer. Next up is secure your valuables, jewelry, artwork, anything like that. Take it with you. Have a friend or a neighbor hold on to it for you during showings. Next up is plug in air fresheners in every single room. Now, I'm a big fan of putting in a few strategically placed air fresheners when you're selling your home. Why not have your home smell wonderful? But when you go from room to room to room, it really does make a buyer and a buyer's agent think that you, the seller, are covering something up when you're probably not. It's probably completely innocent. It just looks odd. It's a red flag. You just don't want any red flags. So just avoid having this in every room. Next up, hide medications. Everyone talks about valuables, but actually medications are, on a national level, what's more likely to be taken during a showing. The buyer's agent will be with their clients as they tour the home, but sometimes buyers bring their relatives, they bring their best friend, they bring their parents, they bring their Uncle Freddie. So you can't watch everyone every second. So hide your medications. Protect your personal documents. Anything, and checkbooks, just have those put away. And I had a client that was selling her home, and she left out a receipt for a recent repair on her HVAC. And a buyer came through, looked at the receipt, and basically said, I was going to make an offer, but it sounds like from this receipt that was sitting out that this furnace is on its last legs, which wasn't the case, but we lost a buyer because of that document sitting out on my client's desk. Conceal any safes. If you have a safe, just cover it, disguise it, put a blanket on it, put a pillow on it, something. So you just don't want to draw attention to that fact. Next up, pet items. You love your dog. I love your dog. I love my dogs. I love all dogs. But there are some people in this world, I don't understand them, that don't love animals. It's strange, I know. But they might have allergies. They might think, oh my gosh, there's some fur. I could never live in this house. It's very extreme, but this is what goes through the heads of some buyers. So just any pet item, just take it with you. The next one up is the Squatty Potty. Now, this is going to get personal for a minute, folks. I love my Squatty Potty. I do, and I think they're amazing. Having said that, just don't have it out during showings or an open house because it just looks odd. So just don't do it. Why have any red flags? So as much as you love your Squatty Potty, don't do it. Next up, avoid any emotional appeals. It may hit a buyer the wrong way. It might be overly sentimental. You might have a memory book about your children in the house, and then they won't be able to see themselves in your house. So just please just take that with you, and just, broaden the buyer pool. That's the whole game. Remove any signs of distress. If you are going through a divorce, if you are thinking about going through a foreclosure, or you're having some financial hardship, just don't leave any documents, because as I mentioned earlier, with the buyer looking at that HVAC receipt, people will, if you leave a document out, I'm just saying they will look. So please put those documents away. And any safety hazards. This is kind of, people have different opinions on this. The shoe cover, some realtors put those out and demand that everybody use those. I think they're a tripping hazard. I do get it. You have light white carpet. You don't want it dirty. You're going to have people, with questionable shoes. But you just want to avoid any safety hazards. So it's up to you. I'm just not a fan of those. I've seen too many people actually trip, and which you just don't want that. And just stay away during showings. I'm sure you already know this. It goes without saying. Don't be present during an open house. Don't be present during showings. You want the buyers to imagine that they live in this beautiful home and they can picture themselves there. And if you are there, they won't be able to do that. So do yourself a favor and head out, go to Panera. Better yet, go to your local cheesecake factory during any showings or open houses. Thanks for watching.